I am feeling fantastic right now, and you know why. It's because it's finally Friday again. TGIF to everybody out there. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Happy Friday Podcast out of Denver, Colorado. You know that was the Fricashinas. We give them so much support. They're blowing up the local scene, and we love how they rock out. I am the MC on this episode. You might know me as Arthur Raw, and it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I'm also joined by two fantastic gentlemen. First, Kevin, the voice from heaven, Batstone.
Happy Friday, Denver. Don't be a lazy bones. Put your cart away.
Yeah, put your carts away, and more of that later. And I'm also accompanied by John with the X Effect Extrom.
What's up, Denver? I got a question for you. How many rude boys does it take to screw in a light bulb? The answer is 4. 1 to screw it in, and 3 to pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
And the energy is right today. And also, make sure to check out Mile High Life, your premier podcast network with all the dopest podcasts within Denver City. Let's jump right into this. An insanely goofy couple is riding a lime scooter down the highway, John.
Holy shit, you guys have probably seen this. This is like my favorite thing from the week. Okay, Denver police officer was dispatched to I-70 on the morning of Thursday, May 11th. After receiving a call about a man and a woman on a single lime scooter riding between traffic lanes on a busy highway in the pouring rain. First question, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Second question, have you seen the photo of this?
It's fantastic.
That lady, I don't think has teeth.
No.
I think she's tweaking.
She's a gummer.
And third, where do they need to go so bad to ride tandem on a scooter in the middle of the highway in the morning in the pouring rain? Kev, any guesses?
I think they were going to get more meth, would be my guess if I had to take a wild stab at it. But what I really hope for is that this becomes like a meme going forward, because just the look on both of their faces driving down, like there's so many meme opportunities here.
Oh, dude, He looks guilty as shit. He looks just not well.
He knows that he's taking advantage of a situation and doing something that Jesus would disapprove of.
Yeah.
And the meme would be something about like, do you want it this bad? Sort of something like that.
Yeah.
And it's them riding down the fucking highway.
What would Jesus do here? Jesus would probably wait for the tweak to wear off and get meth in the morning once you can call an Uber.
Yeah. Once it clears up a little bit, you can get your meth in a little bit of a safer condition.
Look,
first of all, it's a huge safety concern.
Oh, dude, never ride tandem on these shits.
Well, and no helmets, nothing like that.
And on the highway, everything about this was just so insane. Like, obviously, we had to kick off the show with this because, I mean, it was a week ago, but fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stop thinking about it.
No, I can't either. And I keep seeing the picture coming up. It's like, meanwhile, in Denver, and you just see that picture. I mean, because we have so much damn rain here,
Yeah.
It's been great. I've been enjoying it.
Oh, we've needed it, like we talked about last week. It was a wet and wild week.
Well, Art, one thing I'll say to you, as I always say, fuck you.
Hey, you don't do that unless if you actually mean it, and if you mean it, you better do that.
Moving on.
So, continuing forward, I probably won't want anything as bad as they did to hop on a scooter, but somebody very badly wanted to get out of a ticket, also in Colorado, and proceeded to bring their dog into the situation.
Yep. So, guys, this is just a wild story. As I was reading it, I was laughing pretty hysterically, and if you haven't heard about it, I think that you'll find this pretty comical. So, last Saturday night, there was a man that did some drinking, and he was a little bit intoxicated driving home. And it was in Springfield, Colorado. He was clocked doing 52 and a 30, so they initiated a traffic stop, of course, flying down in a Dodge Challenger. And once the car came to a halt, he swapped places with his dog. So he slid over to the passenger seat.
Because he was getting pulled over.
Because he was getting pulled over.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course, it was the dog driving.
And so he put his dog in the driver's seat. That's right, guys. The driver's seat. This dog was there. So,
bro, change places with me. Come on, change places with me. Come on,
you
bro.
weren't drinking tonight. Or today, I guess.
So, yeah. I mean, look, guy was hammered. So finally, once they got there, Springfield PD, they're like, man, what's going on here? Guy gets out of the passenger side, starts running. He takes off. He's running for the hills. They obviously got him. He gets arrested on DUI charges, resisting arrest. He had warrants from Pueblo. But the funny part of this story is the dog was let off with just a warning.
Did they give that dog a breathalyzer? Because you cannot convince me that dog wasn't also drinking that night. There's no way this motherfucker didn't feed that dog some beer. And so the dog's like, I can't drive, bro. I was drinking too. And also, sub-point B, I'm a fucking dog, man.
Yeah.
What do you expect me to do?
I thought this was a joke when I first read it, Art.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like this guy is obviously not in his right state of mind and not making logical decisions. So I hope that dog gets a better home, because I just feel like this guy's probably not the best owner. And if you're like having your canine consume alcohol, like, is that considered animal abuse? Like, what is that?
I think he just perceives this dog as too much of a wingman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Literally, like, take the hit for me, bro. I can't do it. And it's like, bro, you are way too drunk. It's like the old Dane Cook bit about when you think the fair is the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, guys, we got to go. It's 12:75. It's 15 past 14, okay? We got to get home. Like, so homeboy is like, no, dog, take the hit for me here. And the dog's like, okay. Dog switches spots. Dog's in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame wingman.
What kind of dog,
that's true.
What kind of dog was it? Did they ever mention the breed?
You know, I didn't see the breed mentioned in this article. I read
Hold
through
on.
it.
What do you guys picture then?
A golden retriever or something?
That's exactly what I pictured.
Yeah.
It's got to be a golden.
Yeah.
Or like a pit bull.
Oh, I was going to go Labrador Retriever, I think.
Yeah. I could also see a boxer.
Oh, a
'cause
boxer?
Boxers have like a really good deadpan expression.
They do.
Our old nanny had one.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'd be like, hey, Rocky. And the dog would just go.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Rocky is like, he's on
He's
point.
dialed in.
I would like to see an officer walk up to the window and it's just like a
dog
American bulldog, like looking at
It's like, what's up?
Sir, let me see your license and registration. This
whoop.
is for rabies. I mean,
Yeah.
a car registration, motherfucker.
Yeah. Shit's funny, guys. It's funny.
Yeah.
My guess is they were going on a beer run, and he was like trying to get back to the house. He had to throw a
Probably,
whiz.
yeah.
You know, something like that. You know what else made me think? It was Cheech and Chong. Remember that when they're parked?
Oh, sure.
And they're stoned as hell. And he's like, hey, man, how's my driving, man? He's like, well, I think we're parked, man.
You're not currently driving. So this kind of guy is the type of guy that he normally always, he's never holding himself accountable, always blames somebody else, always creates a scapegoat, and he didn't have any other humans around. And so the dog got it. So continue with the four-legged furry friends. There's going to be a lot more dogs in outdoor dining spaces.
Yeah, so this article I found in the AP was like, just in time for summer dining season, the U.S. government has given its blessing to restaurants that want to allow pet dogs in their outdoor spaces. Half the states allow dogs outdoors. It's far from settled. Many diners and restaurants are pushing back against this. Particularly here in Colorado, people go everywhere with their fucking dogs.
Yes.
How do you guys feel about dogs in restaurants and more dog presence pretty much everywhere we go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it at times. It doesn't really bother me as long as the animal is under control, right? We can't have this thing barking, you know, coming over and nipping at you, trying to eat your food. As long as
Pissing on the patio.
pissing on the shitting,
Yeah.
whatever, you know, as long as all those things are in check, I don't have a problem with it. But, like, how do you regulate that? Okay, great, all dogs can come, but some dogs are just freaking out. We got dogs fighting now on the patio.
Yeah.
They're
So,
getting interested in each other.
yeah.
You know,
Maybe they're doing sex.
Yeah, I mean, and
Doing sex,
It's
that's right.
just one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's all about the owners, and I can't trust people to be responsible, and I just can't. I mean, even myself, I question myself sometimes,
Yeah.
and so I'm cool with it, but it's just one of those things. Like, do your research. If you don't like dogs, you don't like that kind of energy around you while you're trying to have a relaxing meal, you're going out paying for this service, you know, for this experience, then just don't go to those places. And if you're canine friendly and you enjoy having dogs around, and because that's a fun interaction, sometimes you bring your dog to a place and then you meet some new friends because your dog introduces itself to their dog, and then you're like, her dogs are meeting, hi, you know, and you start talking to each other a little. Like, it can create a lot of fun too.
So one of the things that we talked about when we started this show is excuse me, how I reveal myself to have more and more terrible opinions as time to go on.
Okay.
One is, I'm not a dog guy, okay? Like, I have a dog. I have an 80-pound Bernese Mountain Dog.
Mm-hmm.
I adore her. I'm a my dog guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about your dog. I don't give a fuck about your dog. I just want your dog to fucking behave itself. That's all I want out of any dog I ever meet. And so many owners are so stupid and so derelict in their care for it that I'm like, bro, just leave the fucking thing at home because you can't be bothered to understand how to train it properly.
Right.
You're pissing me off. And you're
How
ruining
about
the
children
public space
running
for-
around crazy though in a restaurant?
yes.
Because that is
Co-sign
also
with you.
I feel like that's as equally as frustrating.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is why we work so hard with our kids. You saw us in a restaurant.
They were good, and you were keeping them entertained
That's
with
right.
like tangible things in front of them.
So, like, if you have a good dog, and like, so, I mean, a couple of weekends ago, my wife and I took our dog to the patio of Fiction Brewing, right? And she just laid down with a bully stick. She wasn't bothering anyone. Like, if be a good owner, right? And then no one has any problems. but too many owners are shit. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Right?
Yeah, that's so true.
And that's exactly kind of what I was saying.
And too many times it's shit.
Too many times it's shit.
Yeah.
Just in general, and they're doing shitting too. So that's a problem. When you're eating, you don't want this nonsense. It's like kids fucking picking boogers and smearing it on the, whatever.
Or kids running around and like climbing on shit. No,
yeah,
I'm with you on that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I have more patience than I used to, which is surprising. But look,
oh, man, you get older, you mellow out.
If you're an irresponsible dog owner, then you're probably also an irresponsible cart returner. And there is somebody that is going around and calling out people who leave their shopping carts where they don't belong, Kev.
Yeah, so his name is Sebastian Davis, and I really am bummed I didn't find this guy earlier because, as I had mentioned on episode 226 of John of All Trades, John did a segment, First Job Series. And we talked about how I used to, return shopping carts because I did bagging groceries.
Okay.
I had to do the dock runs.
You worked your way all the way up, didn't you?
All the way through the grocery chain.
How far up?
Basically into like a distributor. So,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so he was selling to the people that used to employ him.
You used to work for? Wow.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, cool. So this one hits home with me a little bit. Now, it is controversial because he can be kind of, what's the word, trolling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he's like needling these people. He's really like, he's bugging them extensively.
Sure. But I love the work that he's doing because it's already made a difference. Like, he's at the point now where he's got so many followers, so big. It's called Cartnarks. Okay, yeah. Cartnarks is the name of it.
It's a YouTube channel.
It's a YouTube channel. You can, all social media platforms, whatever. So basically, what he does, he goes around. If he sees someone not putting their cart away, putting it on a curb, putting it in the mulch, blocking a spot, handicap, whatever, he kind of alerts he's got his little wand, and he goes over and he says, "Look, that's not where the carts go." And they just kind of look at him like, "Huh?
Yeah."
And he sits there. They will rather argue with this guy for 10 minutes than put their cart away. It's usually 20 feet away.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when you would like contrive these big, long excuses why you didn't do the homework. Instead of just doing the homework, which would have been easier instead of coming up with the excuse for
My dog ate it.
Yeah, well, no, not even that. Just arguing like, no, the printer, and see the cartridge, and you're going, just stop digging.
Yep.
Okay, like, so I watched this, I got it right away, and I'm like, okay, I get the joke here, but it's that joke like a lot for a long time. Here's the thing, though. I've gotten to the point where I don't like chastise people. I'll just grab their cart and go return it for them, and like they'll watch me do it. And they'll frequently say thank you, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe you'll think about that next time.
That's the right thing to do. And I used to do the same thing, too, because it was a pet peeve of mine. People not returning their carts. At the Walmart or the Target, I'd go down there and have to collect some carts, and just do it for them. And they'd be like, oh, thank you. Do you work here? No, but just next time maybe return your cart. Art, your thoughts?
I think that a lot of people are making excuses for their complacent behavior. And I absolutely don't agree with that. I feel like it's just weak, and everybody could be better, and it's not hard to do the right thing. And maybe it is hard to do the right thing. But
it's not in this case.
But the satisfaction of actually seeing it through and doing the right thing, how you sleep that night is way better. I picture all these lazy bone people that are not putting their carts away. Like, they're just laying in bed festering all night. Like, they're not happy people in general.
Psychosomatically, they're dealing with this.
Yeah, well, no, but it's not just the cart thing. It's just
it's emblematic of
this is just a little peephole into the entire emotional scale of these people. Okay, so
that's a bit of a jump for me, bro.
No, that's where I'm going. Like, if you're lazy enough to cut the corners of just putting a cart back, and look, I've been guilty of this. I haven't put the cart back my whole entire life. I'm getting better.
You do recently, though.
Yeah, I do recently. Yes,
that's good.
Once you know better, do better. We tell that to our kids all the time.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all along those lines, and I do have to give some props because, like you said, you're throwing some carts away for people. You're bringing some back for people.
It's the right thing to do.
I was at the King Supers the other day, and Kev, I know you already heard this story, but there was I'm parked right next to the cart station, and there's like this big whole mess of carts. It's like flooding out all over the place. And there's just this one lady over there that's like kind of shuffling them around. Like, I didn't know what she was doing. I thought she was like searching for like the short cart. You know how they have the small ones?
Yeah.
No, it turns out she was actually just organizing this jumbled mess. So then it's nice, clean, 2 parallel lines. So after I finished loading my stuff in, I was like, hey, I see what you're doing over here. And then I helped her out a little bit. And we had like a little moment like, this wasn't so hard. Nice. So you got people on both ends, but it
And now you're those kids' stepdads.
I didn't know there were children involved. They're probably my same age based upon the age of this lady. But, I mean, do you guys overall agree with what this guy is doing? Calling out people for this, videotaping it. He is wearing like a bulletproof vest and also a body camera in the middle of his chest. So he looks kind of like a law officer, slightly at first glance, I'm sure.
Look, man, all I can say is that guy has a high tolerance for getting yelled at for minutes on end by rubes. Okay? Like, I appreciate his message. I don't want to watch this channel, nor do I want to do that in my own life. So hats off to him. If it's making a difference, then great. Don't make me watch it.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and it is. I think the message is making a difference. People get pissed. They get offended. They feel like they're being chastised and harassed, and that even Dr. Phil was kind of defending that when he made it onto Dr. Phil.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think Dr. Phil puts his card away, for the record. But
no, that seems on brand.
yeah, would you agree?
Yeah, I don't think he does either.
So I guess we'll close on this. Obviously, my passion on it. I did grocery. Just put your carts away, guys. It's not that hard. Like, I understand it's hailing, it's raining. There is some exceptions there. I get it. But just generally speaking, just walk the extra 20 feet. Put your cart away.
So put it on me real quick, please. Put your fucking cart away and then download the fucking audio. All right, that's all I'll say.
Yes, and then put some pork on the fork.
We're going to keep jumping, and we're jumping segments. One thing that you could purchase at the store while you're using carts is mushrooms. However, there's a different kind of mushrooms out there, and we're not talking magical, but it's mush hunting season, baby.
So I remember the first time I learned about mushroom hunting. We actually had a chef on from Hell's Kitchen on Discussion Combustion. He told us him and his dad would go mushroom hunting. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, it makes sense. You're foraging for mushrooms. But it came early this season with all the snow melt, the rain. Like, we're seeing a lot of things growing. I've never done mushroom hunting. I don't know a lot about it. I know I love mushrooms, but I don't think we're growing like white mushrooms. I don't think we grow bellas here. Is it more? What's the name of the mushrooms that grow here naturally in Colorado? Can't think of it.
Morels?
Morels. There it is. I knew it was an M. I think I was going to fuck it up. Those morels,
Of course you thought it was that, yeah.
The mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Not everybody has morals.
But in any case, have you guys ever done mushroom hunting, number one? I mean, I've seen a lot of them when I'm out in the wild, camping or whatever, hanging out with the buddies. But are you guys out there doing mushroom hunting?
No. Hard pass.
You want to take the girls out and teach them about morals?
No. Not in the woods. No, man, I don't even like mushrooms, okay?
Oh, really?
So, no. But here's the thing I think about all the time with mushrooms, right? This is a meme I stole from somewhere. But I feel bad for ancient peoples discerning the different types of mushrooms. It's like, oh, hey, this one tastes really good and is, pretty good for you. This one will fuck you up and turn the forest into 1,000,000 snakes in terms of the way you view it.
Oh,
and then this one will straight up kill you. Like, those are three different kinds of mushrooms, and they all look exactly the same until you're very, very sophisticated about it, right?
Yeah.
Mushrooms are fucking strange. So
They
you want to
are.
go out and hunt them, have a great time, don't invite me. I'm good.
Fair enough.
What's the best hunting technique? Like, if you look, I'm sure they're using dogs for this stuff, right?
Actually,
they use
pigs.
like with the truffles and stuff.
Yep.
Sure.
Oh, sure,
But
yeah.
like, if you're going out and you're trying to go real old school, no domesticated animals, and you're doing it like that, like how you doing this? Like, you have something where you could kind of prod around and move some grass. You're looking for the mushrooms. Are they do they grow like around tree bases? Is there like a specific area?
Obviously up where I'm from in the New Hampshire, Vermont area, guys would go up there and like tip over cow pat. That was to find the magic mushrooms, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
They would grow on cow shit.
Oh.
Is where you'd find magic mushrooms. I never did.
You
that.
never heard that?
No, I mean, I knew that. One of the cliches about management is treat your employees like mushrooms. Mm-hmm. Just keep them in the dark and feed them bullshit.
What?
Right? So, like, you've heard that about bad managers, right?
Yeah.
Keep them in the dark and feed them bullshit. So, I mean, I know that mushrooms grow out of shit. Sometimes maybe shit.
You love that one.
Dude,
He's on
I got
it
to
today.
use it this week, okay?
He's on it
like,
today.
literally. But in this case, yeah, that is true of mushrooms. So, I don't know. Where's the shit? Go find it.
Where's the shit? Yeah, go find it. It'd be fun. I mean, if you want to take the kids out to do some mushroom hunting, just make sure you know what mushroom you're getting into.
I think fungi hunting is fun, and also I don't know where I was going to
You
go
think
with
it's fun,
I okay.
I have a dad joke about that.
Okay, perfect.
So
yeah.
why did everybody like the mushroom at the party?
Oh, because he was a fun
Fun guy.
guy.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
He was a fun guy.
That
Real
one
fun
was
guy.
easy.
I mean, it's fun though, huh?
I mean,
They're dad jokes. They're not supposed to be
Yeah,
sophisticated.
dude.
but some of
they
them-
don't have a high degree of intellectual complexity.
some of them stoop me.
Some of them what?
Stoop.
Stoop you?
They stoop me.
Does that mean stump?
They stoop.
Okay.
Is that they stump me?
Yeah.
They stoop me.
They stoop you.
Well,
I don't know
obviously, I have the same intellectual level as a Miller moth, and those things are running.
Killer transition on that one.
Those things-
That was amazing.
Those
pretty
things are running rampant right now.
Yes, Miller moth migration is underway here in Colorado. These guys, I mean, you're seeing them everywhere. You know, they're flying in. You're leaving your windows open. Art, I know you were kind of, wrangling some of these things up in your apartment last weekend.
It was a lot of fun.
And
I'll talk about that.
They're annoying, but here's the deal, guys. Miller moths actually, they do help pollinate. You know, they are good for the environment. We've seen a lot of rain. Like, a lot of things are happening. But the moth season here in Colorado only lasts from about now until, like, August-ish.
Yeah, but it feels longer.
It does. Because they're a nuisance.
Yeah.
They're a nuisance. And I'll tell you a story. I was playing beer pong one time on a patio back in, like, 2011, and I was wasted. But this is when I was, like, really into Bear Grylls and Man vs. Wild.
Ah.
And one landed on the light, and I was like, watch this, guys. And I grabbed it, and I ate it. And I'm still here.
Yeah, how was that?
Not good.
Dry?
I don't know.
He was wasted. He probably doesn't remember that well.
I remember
Because,
I
dude-
wanted to vomit, but I am still here.
So here's the
Live.
deal. I saw my cat one time when it was in Kristen's old apartment, and he's crawling up the wall and he's tracking a moth, and he gets it, like right on the wall. He's like, pow! And then, like in one motion, he just goes right into his mouth.
Oh, wow.
He took a bite down on it, and this dust cloud flew out of his fucking mouth.
I do remember it being dusty.
It was so funny. And then he's like, like he couldn't. He had kitty cotton mouth. It was amazing. I had to kill 2 moths in our bathroom last night because my wife wouldn't wash her face until I did.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Okay.
Were they Miller moths?
Yeah.
I mean, they had to have been, right?
I wasn't supposed to kill him. Like, I know you're supposed to let him go and try and get him outside and stuff, but it's like, okay, you know what? You're impugning on my marriage and going to bed. You gotta die.
Well, Art, you know something about that.
So I'm going to share 2 different stories, and I'm going to do them in a linear order as well. So back in the day, I used to live, when I was growing up, on a 5-acre property, which was real rural.
Ah.
And at that property, the moths would just find their way inside.
Yeah.
So my dad, being the MacGyver that he is, set up like a 5-gallon bucket with a construction light over it. It was tightly secured. It's not falling into the bucket.
Oh, sure.
And just lured the moths into this bucket. And that thing would fill up. It would just fill up.
Just with dead moths.
Yeah, dead, drowned
Just
moths.
A big mass grave of moths.
So,
a big
soapy
moss,
water. Big
watery grave.
Soapy water.
Yeah.
So at least they died clean. They at least...
I think they disagree.
They at least removed the dust as they flapped furiously to
Yeah.
try to escape.
Sure.
So there's one way. But more recently, somebody that I know, it's like one of their favorite pastimes is watching people try to trap, kill, or release moths. And so this was happening. And it got to the point where there was no longer a catch and release policy. It was straight death.
Yeah.
And actually, these pants that I'm wearing right now, they came off and turned into a whip. So I have like 11-foot high ceilings, so I can't reach up there. So I was using these things and like cracking it and breaking the sound barrier on these moths, and it was like whoosh, and it was some good fun. So
Should have filmed that.
you know, some things are just meant for the memories.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But do you guys find any entertainment? Well, actually, here's a better question. Do moths like gross you out where you're like, ah! Like
No, I
they
don't
make
care.
you, ah!
Obviously not. I ate one.
Yeah.
No, not really. I knew these 2 motherfuckers had to die.
Yeah.
And one took 4 hits from me.
Wow.
Really?
Like, because I got him a couple of times. I'm like, oh, I got him. And
Wait,
then
what are you doing? What are you using?
Just a piece of toilet paper.
Oh.
Like, I was just...
Like catching a spider
yeah,
almost.
I was like Miyagiing the whole thing.
Okay.
Right? Like, if I had chopsticks, I would have used those. And if I were any good at using chopsticks.
Yeah.
But I just had a piece of toilet paper, and I'm like... And I got real close to one, and then I'm just like... I learned from Jax. I just go... And I got him, squished him, threw him in the toilet, then another one emerged. That one took 4 hits to kill. It was like a boss moth.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
So-
not like a foot soldier moth. This one was like a boss.
So what's your technique for safe catch and release? What's your go-to technique for
Oh well,
that?
you got to cup your hands at that point. You got to get it. You can feel it flapping its wings,
Yeah.
and then you let them go outdoors.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And actually, there is a better technique, gentlemen, and I'm going to enlighten everybody here with this right now. It takes a little bit of patience. You have to wait until they're calmed down a little bit. So once the moth is still and it's within reaching distance, what you do is slowly approach it with the dragon pinch. And then once you get close enough, you just pinch that wing, and then they're like, ah! And then you whip them out that way, too. And that way you're not scrambling, and then they can't, like, escape through because sometimes you have, like, you're not holding it tight enough, and
I don't
then
know. I feel
That's a high level of precision, though, bro.
it is, and you're risking ripping its wing off. At least when you have it cupped, it can still flap its wings.
No, but
naturally.
it's just a pinch. It's like a love pinch.
Yeah,
it's,
no, I don't
It's like when mother cats pick up their kittens from the tuff.
Dude, I feel like I'm gonna, like in Mice and Men, when fucking Lenny kills that rabbit from petting it to death. You know, like, that's gonna be me with that moth. Because, like, I don't know my strength holding a moth wing. What the fuck, man?
I mean, you know, it's like, have you ever, like, had an itch in your personal area?
Never.
You know, and you had to grab and do the roll.
No, not ever.
You know, so does that kill anything? You know, I mean, if you're just grabbing and it's just a pinch.
Well, I have 2 kids, so no.
Well, on that bombshell.
Look, the rain is driving these moths inside, and the rain is also creating a lot of potholes. And of course, you know, coming out of the winter season, that stuff happens. So there are 5 different regions within the Colorado state in which you can call in and report these potholes. So definitely check out the show notes, click on the link. All of that is in there. So with that being said, though, what is your worst pothole experience?
First of all, I'd just like to say I love when we do sexy shit like how you can report potholes.
Yes.
Like, goddamn, we know how to drive sexy content.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's amazing. You know, like, report expired license plates and stuff.
That was a good one.
That was, I mean...
it still turns me on.
I know. I'm just, you know, from 6 to midnight, immediately when we talk about shit like this. My worst pothole experience? I don't know. It's the fact that one of my rims on my car is just sort of permanently a little bit bent, so there's a light drumming sound. I took it. No, it's like faster because it's on the highway when you really.
When you're hauling ass.
Okay.
So
fast enough to where it becomes a hum.
Yeah, when I went and got new tires, guys like, well, you could get 4 new rims, or I put it on the back passenger side, so you'll feel it the least. And I go, yeah, that's fine, man. But driving here is like pure fucking nightmare. You know, because there's potholes constantly.
Yeah,
how long has the rim been ramaged?
Who the hell knows? Ramaged? Cool. I don't even know. Like, who could tell, man? Like, you drive in this city, and, like, I'll be on the phone with my wife, and I'll hit a pothole, and I'm like, oh! And she goes, were you in an accident? And I go, no, it's just a pothole.
They're rough.
We live in Denver, sweetie.
They're rough. I see it a lot in parking lots, too. Like, parking lots are fucked.
Yeah.
You know, you pull in, and there's just craters in there. Because obviously those are kind of thrown to the wayside a little bit. They're going to try. I actually saw guys, I was coming down 220, was it 225? No, it was on I-70 earlier, and these guys are brave as shit. They're like, oh, guys are working ahead. The lanes weren't closed or anything, and they're just sitting there filling in these potholes, getting out of the way so cars can go by. I'm like, man, that shit seems dangerous.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
Dude, those guys are hardcore.
Yeah. I feel like one of the funniest kind of pothole stories is when I'm, responsibly driving 5 miles over the speed limit, which I think that's fair. That's fine, right? I can't. No one's going to bat an eye at that unless if you're, in a rush and on my ass. And then what you do is you're like kind of doing your thing. You see this person behind you, and then you see a pothole incoming, and you kind of like move out of the way, and then they just think you're an idiot. They're like, "Why is he driving like this and so slow?" And then they just fucking wreck. They like you could see like the car hit it. Yeah, you could see it, and you're just like, yeah, that's what you get for following too close, man. You
back off. It's fine.
Yeah, let's keep some space. Let's watch for the potholes. What did I see? It was from Parks and Rec, the episode where Ron's going out there just filling potholes.
Oh yeah, no, it's in front of Diane's house.
Yeah.
And then he ends up falling in love with her and getting married.
So is that something that I don't know if I would ever do that personally?
What? Just fix a pothole in front of a lady's house and then marry her?
Yeah,
that seems oddly specific.
Just randomly go out there and start fixing potholes,
No. There was a lot more story to it than that. You're kind of distilling it down into its essence and missing some key details in terms of the plot. But okay, so this is now the Parks and Rec cast. Leslie and Ron. I'm kidding. Don't fucking do this.
Yeah, let's not.
Let's move on.
You were about to just get into it.
Look,
people got to figure, watch the potholes.
You got to dodge them. Be careful. They suck. We got to deal with them. They're not going anywhere.
Well, if you fuck up your rim or you pop a tire, it's going to cost you some money and it might make you broke. Another thing that's creating people to be broke is actually just living and their household situations. So over 30% of Denver is considered house poor. And what that means is that you are spending more than 30% of your income on housing and those type of expenses. I definitely fall into this category. I'm definitely technically house poor for sure. Denver is at 30.2% as far as the total population that is considered house poor. And then the highest one was at like 59%. Do you guys want to take a guess in the nation which city has the highest house poor percentage? And I'll give you a hint. The city is in a southeastern state.
I'm going to go with Atlanta then.
Well, yeah, that just derailed me because I was going to go New York City.
Those were in the top 10. New York was in the top 10.
And I'm sure San Francisco's in there. But because you said Southeast, John, you took Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Southeast state. I mean, I guess I'll take Charlotte.
It's Hialeah, Florida.
It's what?
Hialeah, Florida.
What?
Hialeah, Florida. Hialeah, Florida.
What is that?
It sounds like you're trying to say highly affordable.
No,
Hialeah, Florida.
No, it's like Hialeah, Florida.
Okay.
That's the city name.
Did you expect us to get that? I intentionally
even
didn't
heard of
read
this
this
town.
article. Like, because I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing a thing. Like, I won't look.
Yeah.
But I'm not even convinced you're pronouncing that even close.
I'm not confident in my pronunciation.
I've never even
either.
heard of anything close to that in Florida.
Yeah.
Like St. Augustine, Miami.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's like
Pensacola.
Hialeah, Florida. It's like an H-A-I.
You don't even have a good grip on this?
Hialeah.
Good segment, Art. This is excellent.
Hialeah, Florida. No, but so that
Hell
is
yeah, Florida?
Hialeah.
Highly affordable, hell yeah, Florida?
But if that's the case, here's what I'm guessing. What I'm guessing is it's some fucking small town, and because the population to like the debt ratio, that's the only reason that they
You know, finally we know where this scooter couple came from.
Oh yeah, Hialeah, Florida.
Yeah, they're from Hialeah, Florida, trying to get to fucking Denver, and they're like, "Oh, the meth is much better out here." Also, does anyone have any spare dentures? I'll make them work.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good one, John.
Yeah, so I mean it's kind of wild. I mean, it's the cost of everything from food to housing, you know, living on your own can be difficult at times, right? And it's like you got to afford all these things. So how are people doing it out there? How you making it? You could always get in touch with us. That's happyfridaydenver@gmail.com. But we're going to keep
Yeah,
this
if you're
moving.
looking for real estate advice, clearly we're your men.
No, but you want to talk to us about yeah.
About highly affordable Hialeah, Florida.
Yes.
Yes, please feel free to reach out.
Gosh. And moving on to something that's, you know, we want to celebrate life here whenever we have the opportunity. R.I.P. to Doyle Brunson.
Yep. So poker legend Doyle Brunson recently passed away at the age of 89, the godfather of poker, 2 World Series of Poker main event winners. He's the author of 2 iconic poker books. Anyone who plays poker says you got to read Super System and you got to read Super System 2. The starting hand. You know what Doyle Brunson's favorite starting hand was in Texas Hold'em? It was a 10-2.
Wow.
And you go, what did he do with that? Like, how did he win that? And so that's why he's a genius. He had an iconic look, big 10-gallon cowboy hat, just the coolest guy. He was mentioned a ton in Rounders. It's sad. My question to you guys is, do you guys play poker, and are you any good?
Yeah, I played a lot of poker. I played more in my 20s. You know,
Sure.
Get the boys around, smoke some stogies, play Texas Hold'em. But
Yeah.
I still, like, if I got a 10-2, I don't know.
I wouldn't play that.
I probably wouldn't play that.
I
I might play it to
I'd
the
see the
flop.
flop. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd wait till the
Well,
flop
depending on the before flop action, right?
on where the betting's going.
Because, like, I find if you're playing a home game, almost everyone plays really tight before the flop. Not to give up too much here, although, like, who's watching this, like, scouting me for fucking poker strategy?
Watch. There's one right now, and they're like Mr.
They're like,
Burns.
hey, do you want to play
Excellent.
now? Like, I tend to be pretty aggressive before the flop because I don't want to have people catch cards on the flop. Like, if you let me stick around, I'll see a flop. Why not? But if I'm raising before the flop, you weed out a lot of shit.
You do.
Like, and sometimes you can just steal the blinds, and that keeps you afloat really nicely.
It does, but I would be confident going in with a 10-2, so that's pretty impressive.
No, fuck.
It is. I mean, I think it's a really fun game once you learn what you're doing. I mean, there's a lot of different type of hands. So, like, once you actually get a good grasp on it, it's a lot of fun. And, yeah, I feel like I'm all right, you know, and I don't know if I have the best poker face. I normally wear everything on the sleeve. But,
I can't imagine that
but
you do.
sometimes I can use that to my advantage because then I'll act like I'm excited for something
Sure.
or I'll act like, and then so it's such a fun game because it's such a mental game.
Dude, one of my college roommates we used to play, he had the worst tell because he used to take a big, deep exhale when he was bluffing. When he'd push in his chips, he'd be like, and the reason I knew he was bluffing is because he used to do that every time he called a fake punt in Madden.
Ooh.
What?
So he'd call a fake punt and he'd be like, and I'm like, he's faking this shit. Like,
Yeah. I mean, if you're getting it, you shouldn't be exhaling if you're doing a punt.
but dude, we're 21. You
That's
know,
true.
like
Yeah.
so, like
you're learning. You're learning.
yeah,
the ways.
you're
Learn the
learning
ropes.
about yourself. Too,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a great game.
Yeah.
R.I.P. for sure, legend. I never read any of these books.
Oh, I didn't either. I don't play poker that much to
I-
necessitate that.
but he did have a nice cowboy hat.
Yeah, he sure did.
So what we got going on this weekend, gentlemen?
Nuggets. As we record this, Nuggets are playing game 2. They've got game 3. Hopefully they destroy the hated Lakers. Hopefully you wake up and you hear this and the Nuggets were victorious and have taken a 2-0 series lead. If not, it's gone to 1-1 and they go to LA on Saturday. What else? The Interrupters are headlining the Fillmore.
You're going to be there.
I'll be there.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
hell yeah.
That I've never seen Frank Turner in the Sleeping Souls, but Frank Turner is badass.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the Interrupters. That's going to be a killer show. That's Sunday, the Fillmore.
Epic. Yeah, and then, of course, opening up this weekend is Fast X. John, you look like you're going somewhere fast. Are you going to go see Fast X?
No.
No, I'm not either, because I stopped watching after 8. Enough's enough.
Yeah, but okay, here's the thing. I think
Guys, but is there ever enough family?
not according to Dom Toretto.
Good old Vin Diesel.
I don't have friends. I got family. That was a bad Toretto. But
It was. You sounded like you were trying to be a cowboy.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it wasn't Dom Toretto. Okay, quickly, lightning round. Best movie in the franchise.
First one, hands down.
I'm gonna go Tokyo Drift. Fuck it.
Holy shit, Tokyo Drift?
I mean, it was
The worst one.
No, that's not the worst one.
Well, I guess the 8th one would have been, because that's the last one I saw.
So, best one's Fast 5. You're both wrong.
Really?
Brazil. They dragged the safes through the
I
street.
do remember.
I
And
haven't
it's an
seen the
ocean.
majority of these. I haven't.
It's an Ocean's 11 ripoff. 5 is
okay.
by far the best. And best character. Any character in the entire series.
R.I.P.
Oh, Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul Walker's a good go-to. I didn't think he was the best actor. Man, that's a tough one. Yeah, because you took. I guess I'll go with Han. You know, even
God
though-
damn it, that was my answer.
Yeah,
Yeah, Han's the best character. And Han survived death apparently twice.
yeah, that's true.
So,
But still, an even better
magical
movie
man.
is Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
100%.
you know,
Like,
oddly
that's
enough, I
fucking
watched
awesome.
that today.
Really?
Like literally today.
So good. Go baby, go.
That one's a good one.
Dude, on the show, it's like I asked 50 calls, not 49 and a half.
4.5. 4.5.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I don't know how many episodes of Happy Friday Denver this is. It might be 49 and a half, but we're really, really happy to be here, and we appreciate everybody sticking with us. Definitely, if you're watching us on YouTube, we appreciate that. It means a lot if everyone could check out the audio as well and subscribe on all platforms, on all the social media. We are Happy Friday Den. That's D-E-N at the end. Happy Friday Den. Reach us at happyfridaydenver@gmail.com. Support Mile High Life and all the awesome podcasts that they have there. And, of course, let's rock on, let's rock out, let's go.